Welcome back to TXT Track Time 2.0. Yes, guys, we're recording on a new platform, TXT Track Time 2.0. So please like and subscribe and help us build this platform to 1,000 subscribers. All our TXT Track Time family, YouTube is giving us a rough time. So run on over and subscribe to our channel. But anyway, let's get into the meat of the matter.
Big news.
Hot off the press. Sha'Carri Richardson is out of the 100 meters
Wait, why does
at
it
the
look like
US
we're
trials,
happy? Oh my God.
finishing a pedestrian 11.31, placing fifth in her heat. T, what's your take on Sha'Carri Richardson's performance?
I mean, Sha'Carri's I'm tongue tied right now to tell you how shocking it was for me and crazy. She literally finished fifth in her heat. No, don't get me wrong. In the back of my mind, I was looking at the heats and I was thinking to myself, or the entrance, sorry, and I was thinking to myself, Sha'Carri will have a tough time qualifying, right? But that still means that she makes it to the semi and she makes it to the final, right? However, shockingly, she finishes fifth in 11.31 in her heat. I mean, that's the craziest thing. And let's not forget, this is the same Sha'Carri that Justin Gatlin told us was running 10 threes in practice. I mean, honestly, and this wasn't losing to a girl to everybody else that was running 10-7. No, she lost the girls that were running 11 seconds. So I'm like, what is going on here? But I mean, it is what it is. The dust settles. America can hoot and holler all they want and talk about, oh, if Sha'Carri was there, Sha'Carri gets another chance and she still flunks it. She flunked it in 2019. She flunked in 2021. And here we are at another championship qualifier and she flunks for whatever reason. And she has no hope, absolutely zero hope of making it onto the team in the 200 meters. So there will be no Sha'Carri at the world championships. That's it.
Okay. So track is, I hope once and for all, Sha'Carri loses the street cred that she has not earned. Let us take it back to 2019 and the NCAA finals where Sha'Carri won the 100 meters and burst onto the scene running this remarkable 10.75, which was incidentally not ratified by World Athletics because Sha'Carri was nowhere to be found when it was time for testing. So that time still stands as the
Yeah.
collegiate lead
The
somewhere
collegiate
there.
record. I
It
think
is
it's a
still,
collegiate
it
record,
is still the,
still
it,
and it is still the American junior record.
right, right. So it is still the NCAA. It is still the NCAA collegiate record, and it is still the American junior record. However, this is an unratified time by World Athletics. Now, taking that time into the US trials, where you get tested because this is a big major competition. Sha'Carri flunked out of the 2019 trials. Now, many pundits said, "Oh, she was tired from a rigorous NCAA season." However, other athletes that were in the same rigorous NCAA season, Tiana Daniels, to name one, advanced to the World Championships and I think made it into the finals of the 2019 World Championships. These are persons that Sha'Carri Richardson finished ahead of in the NCAA. Then fast forward to 2021, and you know that
Infamous weed
unfortunately,
story.
right?
Oh,
The glory, all those 10-7s on US soil, going over to England and running 11, struggling back to the US, more 10-7s, the US trials, those 10-7s and 10-8s, and of course being disqualified because she took a prohibited substance. They said it was marijuana. I thought otherwise. Well, anyway, moving on. Once again, Sha'Carri was out of a major trial, so major championship. So the World Championships 2019. Oh, she was too tired. Excuses, excuses. 2021, the Olympics.
oh, she was too
Oh,
smoked up.
she's young. She didn't know she was not to smoke this marijuana or whatever it really was, and there she was out.
You know
And
what I
then
will
we
say?
And
I
then
can't
just to
wait
wrap
to
up
get my
tea
social.
before you cut in, then we had Sha'Carri missing from the scene for most of 2022. Then she recently appeared, ran a few races well on US soil, and turned up for the trials and finished where I expected her to finish, out of placement and not going to the World Championships. I am not surprised. I did not have Sha'Carri going to the World Championships. ShaCarri has not proven herself. She's walking around with this fake street cred. And I'm happy once and for all that this whole conversation around ShaCarri Richardson can just end. Please let's
Die
stop
for once
talking
and for
about
all.
a would
That's
be,
it.
could be,
Oh,
never be athletes. Please, this we're here to talk about elite athletes, athletes who work
right.
hard and
And
prove
guess what,
that
Tom?
they deserve to be spoken about.
Guess
So
what? We're gonna talk about elite athletes, and nothing or no place has them like we have them in Jamaica. So let's jump straight over into our Jamaican Senior Trials, because it's happening at the same time as the American Trials, and our senior athletes, they came out and they did the thing. Time, give us a rundown of how each athlete performed in their heats and what we are expecting from them in the semi and finals that come tomorrow.
okay, so Elaine Thompson-Herah was in heat one, but I'll get back to her because I want to start with the fastest time of the night, and that came from Shelly and Fraser Pryce running a blistering
Easy.
10.70
In the heats. No,
in
no, no. Let's just tell our viewers that the clock stopped at 10.69. Let's
exactly.
just go there.
Yes,
That's
and
what
it
the
was
clock stopped.
rounded up afterwards to 10.70. Now, Shelly and Fraser Price looked imperious. Now, this is the home of champions, Olympic champions. One of our viewers said that we have dominated for over 20 years. They are indeed correct.
I think
This
it's longer than that, because you have to go back to Merlin, Juliet, all of these athletes
it's
back in the 80s.
Shelly
It's
and
a
Fraser
long
Price
time.
looks ridiculous and easy running 10.70. And track is, remember, Shelly and Fraser Price already has the World Athletics wild card, so she does not need to run. But here she's out there dropping 10.7s like it's nothing. I do not know if she will run in the semifinals again. She does not have to run, so we
This
will
is
wait
my
and see.
theory. This
Also
is
in
my theory.
right,
Before you jump on to somebody else,
right.
this
So
is my
also
theory. Before you
right,
jump on to somebody else, this is my theory. Shelly will either not take any further part in this competition, or she's on world record pace for this championship and look for, because there's no way you come out in the heats and run 10.7 and not be determined to either not take further part or go much faster than that. So it's either world record watch, or she's just not going to go further. Which is it? I'm not sure, but it's one of the two.
as far as it relates to the world record, I want to see ShellyAnn run that world record at the World
It
Championships.
doesn't matter to me when it comes. No,
Right.
it
Even
doesn't
though
matter.
ShellyAnn has all the medals and more, I like it better when it's done at the the World Championships, because we do not want to have ShellyAnn be a Kenny Harris, to name one that can produce outside. But of course, everyone knows that ShellyAnn
Nine-time
delivers
world
in the.
champion.
Yes, I know, but
No,
save
there's
it
no
for the World
comparison there.
Championships.
There's
That's
no
my take.
comparison there. Who
Okay,
has a
there's
what? Who has a
right.
what? Kenny Harrison has a what?
No, I never said she has anything. She doesn't.
Okay. Okay,
Right.
you send
I
me.
was just saying that runs well outside of competition. But again, there's no comparison. Shelly and Fraser Price is the 9-time world champion. So moving on from Shelly and Fraser Price to Shericka Jackson
Well,
and
Shericka's heat.
Shericka Jackson's heat that had Shericka Jackson and Kemba going toe for toe, but in some respect, we saw Shericka Jackson literally, in my opinion,
Walking.
walking the entire 100 meters, finishing in a time of 10.99. Kemba just ahead of her, running a good race, 10.98. But
Looking
Shericka Jackson
fantastic.
looked fabulous. She looked easy. She looked relaxed. She looked unstoppable.
I don't know what else to say about Shericka other than Trouble Dede. Other than Trouble Dede, I don't know what else to say about Shericka. She looked that good. And remember, we're gonna say all of the athletes look good, but it's and to what we expect from them. So that Shericka looked like she's ready to maybe drop that 10-6 that we talked about earlier up in the season when we said, guys, if it was years gone back, 10-6 may be something that we were like, no, that's ridiculous. But the Shericka we saw tonight, look out for something special.
And then we have the double Olympic champion, Elaine Thompson-Herah, stepping out on the track in Heat 1 in her, special Nike Olympic gold medalist kit, doing exactly what needs to be done and win her heat
Win her heat,
comfortably.
not showing her hand at all. She usually runs like this, and that's what trips up a lot of persons when it comes to Elaine. She does not give you more than what needs to be given in a particular race, other than the final, obviously. So let's see what will happen. But she looked just as good, just as fantastic. All of them looked, that glow, that athlete glow, like that sheen on their skin, like look like glass. I'm looking at them and I'm like, there can't be a fitter athlete in the world than these three women that we saw tonight. They all looked great, and I'm jittering thinking about the possibilities. A possibility that I wasn't looking forward to until Eugene, as you said. But if we can get it earlier, I welcome it because I track and I love track, and anything good I'm gonna soak up, and it looks like we're gonna get something good.
Okay, so trackers, these ladies are burning up the track. We also want to pay special note to Brianna Williams, who ran 10.98 in Shelly and Fraser Pryce's heat, and of course, Kemba Nelson, 10.98, winning that heat with Shericka Jackson, who walked the whole way. Remarkable performances from Brianna Williams and Kemba Nelson, and we're looking out to see which one of these ladies will cop that fourth place. Remember,
we have one more heat. We had one more heat.
Oh yeah, so in the other
don't say it like that. Oh my God, it's not an afterthought.
So in heat 4 we had especially Forbes winning in a time of 11-2.
Yeah, and yes. 11-2-1, I think it was, and then we had Natalia White, I think, in 11-3-7, and Kevona Davis with 11-4.
Kevona hung on for third place and made it out of that heat. So all in all, the persons that the TXT track times picked to move on and do well, even finish in the top 8.
Natasha looking good as well.
Natasha Morrison looking excellent.
Looking good.
So all our athletes, all the TXT track time top picks finished well and will be and TXT track time family tune in tomorrow. It's going to be hot. We have the semifinals and the finals tomorrow. So it's must-see TV.
Must-see TV.
We will be on air again, having our live watch party. We will not be streaming the races. TVJ owns broadcasting rights. However, stick and stay with us while we
just see my tongue hanging out of my mouth. But anyway, on to the men. Let's just talk about the men, because we saw some fantastic things from our men as well in the 100 meters. So the men would have gone through our first round qualifiers, and then they whoever made it from that round would have made it into the heats. So from the heats now, we saw some more fantasticness. We saw Yohan Blake dropping a 9.9, what was it, a 9.93, looking really, really good. And it's been a while since I've seen Yohan run a low 9.9, looking like he had more in the tank. So I appreciate that, and I know that he can possibly get into a 9.8 high, and that for me is just absolutely fantastic, because most of the people around the world are in 9.8s if you're looking for a medal. So that for me was really, really good. Moving on, yeah.
Yes, track time family, just to intercede. Yes, I said it. I said Yohan Blake is battle strong. Of all these athletes, he can probably manage the rounds better. So come tomorrow in the semifinals, I'm expecting him to stamp his class again, and maybe, just maybe, inch up from that third place I put him down into first or second. Yeah. But that run by Yohan looked awesome. It was a glimmer of Yohan of the past.
All right, let's talk about another athlete that killed it. Let's talk about Oblique Seville in his heat, running 998, looking like he was slowing down, and then he had to check himself again and be like, why are my legs still going this fast? Stop. I'm telling you, I command you stop, and they were still going. And he ran 99 looking even easier, 998, sorry, looking even easier than Butter. He looks sublime, and his coach has been talking up the times, and I said in our preview video that he could possibly be in a 9-7 shape, and he looks so to me.
Yes, Station Track Time family. We were one of the first channels that said that Oblique Seville is going to do something special this year. This is his year. We have been watching him for a while. He is ready. And we saw that tonight looking so easy, as T said, shutting down at 80 meters, cruising
Touching
across
on
the finish
at
line.
80.
His
No,
brain, what?
no, I'm
His
saying he shut down way before that.
Right. His brain said run no more, but his legs were still carrying him. You could see him shutting down and commanding himself. I said, let's slow it down. Let's slow it down. The race is over. I've won. That was how good Oblique Seville
That's
looked.
how good he looked. Fantastic. And then another athlete that we're looking out to see, which would have been Akeem Blake. Something of note is that in his heat, and it's not an excuse because again, you have to run under whatever conditions you get, but it's valuable experience for him. He's a very young athlete, he's 20. So going through this for me was probably one of the best things so that he knows that it can happen and how to readjust himself. So in his heat, there was a faulty start, and for me, based on what I saw, based on how he was a bit tight towards the end of the race, I thought it affected him. But coming through on the outside was another athlete that took that race. And you know I just expect good things from our men. Our men, we may get four sub tens in that finals tomorrow. And guess what? Our relay team looks
Looks good.
solid.
Our relay team looks good, Trackers. I agree. Our relay team is looking better on the men's side by the second.
Yeah. So I mean, as it relates to let's jump over onto the US side really quick. So
No,
on the
let's
US
just,
side,
okay, I wanted to just wrap up the juniors first before
no,
we
I
go
was
to
gonna
the
come
girls'
back
side.
to the juniors after I talked about
Okay.
those seniors. Yeah, right. So the men in the USA's. So again, they're running concurrent. So what we saw is that Fred Curley looking better than everybody else. Dropped a 983 personal best and a world lead. Can he carry that through? I haven't had a chance to see the race yet, but can he carry that through to each round and get faster? Let us see. But he's the most impressive one. The likes of Christian Coleman, Trayvon Vermel, Marvin Bracey all qualify comfortably. So let us
Kenny
see.
Benerick.
Penny Benerick, let us see what happens tomorrow for them as well. The finals also run tomorrow for
And
them as
also young Micah Williams from Oregon.
Yep. So let's see what happens for them. But all in all, Jamaica is stepping up and USA is not. They seem to think that they are so far away from us in the men, but they ain't. They had a few years to try to shine and they didn't take it.
I
Somebody
mean,
else took it from
say
Italy.
say Fred Curley tonight, no other U.S. athlete performed up to the standard that we saw in the national stadium by our Jamaican athletes
Yep.
on the men's side of things.
The ones that we're looking to see qualify.
So, track is moving on from Fred Curley and that awesome performance on the US side of things. Let us switch it back to the National Stadium and the 100 meters for the boys. Now, this is very depressing. I'm very saddened. What we expected, uh, so many things went wrong, and then some more. On the boys' side of things, we saw because the junior championships is running concurrently. Just to start, the big names that we were looking to see perform would have been Javine Newby from Kingston College, Brian Lavelle, Edwin Allen, DeAndre Daly, Herbert Morrison, Sanjay Davison, St. Catherine, and of course, Boaj and Krume from Kingston College. Well, in Heat 1 track is halfway through the race, Javane Newby pulled up. He seemed to have a cramp and he was out. And it was a big shocker because he is the leading junior with a personal best and season's best of 10.22. So we were expecting to see him go out and lay down something special. I think T had him winning this whole championships. I was reserving, my calls for after this round to see who I would put winning, because of course I have a soft spot for Buwaji and Krume. And then so that was sad. Javon Newby was out. But anyway, we gathered ourselves together and we got ready for Heat
He
2.
too.
And I don't know what was happening. Also racing out of lane 4, we had the second fastest junior this season, DeAndre Daly, also pulling up. And next thing I know, he pulled up. It appeared to be another cramp and he was out. And that was too
And
dumb.
then, at that point, I'm like, is there something that's called commentator's curse kicking in? Let's not talk about the races anymore.
And just when we thought things couldn't get any worse, everyone lined up for Heat 3, and there was no Brian Lavelle in
He did
Heat
not start.
3. He did not start. He was not in his lane, in lane 4. So we had Jeff Van Newby pulling up out of Heat 4, the preferred lane, the seeded lane from Heat 1. Heat 2, lane 4 again, DeAndre Daly pulling up the seeded lane, lane 4. Heat 3, the seeded lane was empty, no Brian Lavelle. Very, very disheartening. We hope that all three of them are okay and that they can, just
Please get
rebound. And
healthy soon. It's not the end of the world. That's what. Other than obviously, because I want Chakis to understand that this that you see on our face isn't disappointment with them not running, but disappointed that they're potentially injured, right? So we always want the best for our athletes, and we never want to see them go out and be performing and want to perform, and stuff like this happens. Yes, we know it's a part of the game, but we still don't want to see it happen. So all we can do right now is pray for health and strength for our junior athletes. Remember, they're juniors, so they may not be able to take it as well as a senior may be able to. They're still new in the game. So we pray for health and strength for them, and hopefully they will bounce back and come back strong. And again, we're not sure if Brian just pulled out of the 100 alone and was going to focus on the 200. Not sure. We're going to see if anything like that happens. But at least for DeAndre and Jevan, we just want them to be healthy. So get rest soon, guys, and come back stronger. We are looking forward to seeing you. But
for the rest of the competition,
Mhm.
it went on as expected.
Mhm.
Sanjay and Kruma in his heat, which was Heat 4, I believe, racing out of lane for lane 4 again, the seeded lane. He had his game face on, and
Yep.
he made the sign of the cross, and I just knew that he was dialed in and determined to produce something
Because
special.
he would have seen what happened in the previous heat. So he knew that, listen, I have to gather myself and not let that affect me. And I love the maturity in him where he focused and was like, okay, my lane alone. I can only control what's in my lane. And he did just that, looking fantastic, running 10.37. So let's
The
see.
fastest time for the night for the juniors. And then wrapping things up, we had Sanjay Davison, long-legged,
Oh, I guess so. Beautiful.
cruising to victory in Heat 4, as expected. So three of the persons that were expected to easily win their heats were
Mhm.
either, as it relates to Brian Lavelle, did not start. We're not certain what's going on there yet. And DeAndre Daly and Javan Newby pulled up. So we're hoping the best for them. So that was very, distressing for us to see. As fans of the sport, it was very distressing for us to see on the 100-meter side of things for the juniors.
Oh, and
And
if you're wondering about the females, they didn't have enough entrance, so they go straight to semis. So you'll see them tomorrow in the final. So guys, all the hundreds that we've talked about tonight, The finals, semifinals, and finals come up tomorrow. We will be doing a live stream party, watch party again. We love the support we received tonight, and we, excuse me, and that's the hunger in me from sitting down all day. And we look forward to seeing the rest of you tomorrow, or more of you guys tomorrow, joining us on our watch party. It was entertaining, it was fun, and just come and join us and have some fun.
Okay, Tracky. So we had a long day, a long night. We're gonna see. We're gonna get ourselves rested up so that we can continue to bring you more quality content. Again, subscribe to TXT Track Time 2.0. Help us grow this platform. And thanks for sticking and staying with us and joining us on our live earlier this evening. I'm Tam.
And I'm T. We'll catch you in another one.
Oh my God.